Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm here with Adam Mandelbloom from Lenovo, and today we're going to talk about all things Lenovo and the Microsoft partnership. So stick with us here. It's going to be an exciting one. How are you doing, Adam?
Doing quite well, actually.
Yes, I'm excited for everything you have to show us. What's currently exciting you, exciting Lenovo, and what are customers currently talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously we're here on, I guess we'd call this day 3 of the event. I've been out on the show floor a lot, talking to customers, and we have seen a lot of interest around Azure Local. I've done many shows, and this is probably some of the most meaningful conversations I've had with customers, just kind of out at our booth and that sort of thing. And really, Azure Local, the kind of way I look at it, is a way for customers to extend whatever they're doing in Azure onto their prem. So this simply just becomes another resource location for them. And instead of being in maybe Azure East or West or wherever it may be, it's in their data center.
Yeah, and I think that's powerful, like what you're providing for customers together with Microsoft, right? So tell us a little bit more about, Lenovo has its own solutions for Azure Local, right? And better yet, can you show us?
Yeah. So we have something called ThinkAgile MX. So what that is, I would call it maybe a co-engineered solution with Microsoft. So we make sure that customers are getting all of the proper hardware configurations for everything to work seamlessly. We're making sure that any updates they need to do, deployments, all that are made easy. And we're constantly testing. Microsoft is constantly testing, working together. So I do have a demo, as you mentioned, and I want to kind of show customers first how they might deploy this, and then we can talk about some other things as well.
Yes, go right ahead.
Yep, all right. So, we have a LOCA automation tool. That stands for Lenovo Open Cloud Automation, as you can see up there. And there's a couple scenarios. So the first one I want to talk about is deploying at the edge. So a lot of customers are looking to bring Azure to their edge, and edge has a lot of meanings. In this case, I'm kind of talking more like far edge, maybe a branch office, a warehouse location, whatever the case may be. And with this tool, you can simply just send an on-site tech out there, and they can easily deploy this without needing to have rights within Azure or even credentials to the server itself. So basically, technician would go out there, they would run this tool maybe on their laptop or something like that. And it is then going to ask them for a file, which the administrator of the environment has given them. And the administrator is going to set this up through a template, which you see here. We're not going to go through all the details of that, obviously, but all of the basic configuration information would be put in there. Things like IP address ranges, subnets, subscription details, etc. And the technician only needs to know a password to be able to open this file, right? Again, like I mentioned, nothing to access the infrastructure or anything like that. They go ahead and load this up. It's going to ask them how they're connecting. They could use an IP that already exists, or they could connect directly with a network cable to their laptop. We're going to go ahead and use the factory default settings. If we're not using those, they would have to put in the password for that. And when we click next, we'll choose the site we're at. In this case, we're in Shanghai. We're going to click register, and it's going to do everything for you. Get these servers registered into Azure Arc so they can be deployed in the hyperconverged cluster.
Right, and it's nice to see what we can do in Azure Arc. But tell us a little bit more, what about deploying large clusters in the data center? Yeah,
so we talked a little bit about the edge, right? And this might be, 1 or 2, maybe 3 servers, right? Sometimes smaller edge devices. In this case, what if you have a large cluster in the data center, right? Right now, the way deployment works is when you're registering things with Azure Arc without these tools, you kind of have to do one at a time. It's a little bit cumbersome and time-consuming. So what we do with our tool is we allow you to deploy, up to 16 nodes, which is the max for any cluster, at one time, right? So I can simply come in here. I'm going to choose a similar template file to what we did for the edge. This might be a little different, obviously, because these are our servers in the data center. I'm going to choose that cluster. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. We can take a look at some of the details here before we deploy it. Hit deploy. It's going to run through again, do all the registration process for the customer, and they're done, and they're ready to create their cluster in Azure portal.
Right, and you all get ready to create your clusters in Azure Portal. But while making deployments easier is critical, right? Tell me a little bit about ongoing day 2 operations.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So yeah, we've talked a lot about deployment, and obviously it is great to make deployment easy, right? But that's kind of a one-time thing, right? Once you're deployed, hopefully, if all goes well, you're not doing that again. But what you are doing is you're constantly needing to maintain your environment.
Yeah.
And so that is where Lenovo can help out as well, in partnership with Microsoft, using what we call our best recipes.
And tell me a little bit more about those best recipes. So how can Lenovo and Microsoft make that easier for customers?
Yes, excellent. So what our best recipes are is essentially we're going out there, we are testing all of the firmware and driver updates that typically take place over the life cycle of any system. And Microsoft is testing them as well along with us. And then we're using that, and we're utilizing what is called the Solution Builder extension from Microsoft. So this allows us to do all of these updates directly from within Azure Portal. Same place we would be updating our operating system and that sort of thing. So customers do not need to go out to our tool, xClarity, right, to do this. They do this right from within Azure Portal. And also they can be assured that this has been fully tested, and when they go through this process, it's going to work. Right?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we like things that work, right?
Usually, yeah.
We like
better
things
than
that
not
work.
working, for
right,
sure,
right.
sure.
So what is one takeaway or even two takeaways that you want customers to walk away with from Lenovo here at Microsoft Ignite?
Yeah, so let me show you the demo real quick of how that Solution Builder extension works, and then I can kind of talk about what we're doing in the future and what to take away. So
go ahead.
Yeah, the customer would come in here, and you would see now that updates are available, right? And so we're going to click on that, and then we simply click this one-time update here, right? So what we're in now is the Solution Builder extension that I was talking about, or leveraging, I should say. It'll first run a readiness check. This needs to make sure that the cluster is ready to do this, right? Yeah. This is going to be a seamless process, so there's not going to be an outage or anything. So we need to make sure everything's healthy so we can ensure that will happen.
Yes.
Once we do that, we're going to see the updates that are available. In this case, these are just driver and firmware updates available for Lenovo, but if there was a new operating system update from Microsoft, that could be here as well. I could select both. We always have to agree to something when we do stuff these days. I never read it myself. I don't know about you, but then it's going to go ahead and download all of these updates for us directly from Microsoft. Okay, they've been hosted there. And when we're done, it is going to now go ahead and go through the cluster. It's going to take one down at a time. It's going to apply those updates, bring it back up, move on to the next one, completely non-disruptive to the business. And then just like that, we're done, right? And if I come back, you'll see we are now up to date.
And I see it says success. So we love success, right? And what's next, right?
Yeah.
Tell us, what does the future here hold, right? You've demoed a couple of things. You've shown us what's possible with the Lenovo and Microsoft partnership. But talk to us a little bit more about what the future holds.
Yeah, so we're going to continue to invest in ThinkAgile MX. We currently have a lot of offerings out there. We've got edge devices, we've got 1U servers, we've got 2U servers. We just released our new V4 platform with Intel. There'll be a V5 at some point, right, with Intel processors as well. We are going to continue to innovate. We're going to leverage our xClarity 1, which is our the future of how we update our servers, and integrate all that within this as well. And I've seen a big effort from Microsoft as well when it comes to Azure Local. Things like migration tools to make it easier for customers who are maybe looking to move from another virtualization company that may have angered a few people we may know about into Azure as well. So really we're just going to continue to innovate, bring out the latest systems, bring out the latest processors. We have liquid cooling, which we've introduced, which is very unique in the market. We're supporting the RTX 6000 for people who are looking to do AI. I know we talked a lot about that in the keynote as well. So yeah, I mean, if you're here, come out and see us, I guess, and we can talk a little bit more about it.
Yes, and I mean, definitely if you're watching this, go out, check out what Lenovo has to offer. But thank you so much for joining me, Adam, and really great partnership that we have, between Lenovo and Microsoft. And if you'd like to learn more from Lenovo, check out the link below. But thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of Microsoft Ignite.
Yep. All righty. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.